Hey everyone, my name's Martha, coming from my kitchen to yours with some of my best recipes and meals. Enjoy! Hey everyone, today we are making veggie fajitas. This was the first vegetarian meal I ever cooked, and it just tasted to me better than having a meat fajita because of just the well, basically it's just halloumi and chickpea combo because I love it. So what we're going to do is make various components of the fajita and then put them all together at the end. You can mix and match these if you like the sound of some, but you normally put in something else. Then you can mix and match whatever you fancy. This is just what I had in the cupboard to make this tonight, or cupboard slash fridge. Right, so we need to make up our fajita mix. If you need to make it up, I'd advise buying fajita seasoning in a pot because it saves time, or once you finish the pot like I just have, you make up another mix and you put it in the pot because then you don't have to make it up every time. We're also basically out of paprika, but start with a good helping of paprika, bit of that in there. You want some chilies, you can use chili powder. We're out of that as well, so it's chili flakes for us, some cayenne pepper, some cumin, our garlic puree, nice helping of that. Garlic is the answer. And a good helping of salt. Right. So now I'm just going to give that a mix and see if it smells like fajita mix should smell, because I don't normally measure stuff out like this, but it does help probably. So you can just find your own recipe if you would rather not just do it by nose. Yeah, that smells like fajita recipe mix, so we are good. Just looks nice and red. So I'm going to use that along to season everything today. So the thing that takes the longest is the chickpeas. Now the amazing thing about making fajitas is that they only take about 20 minutes to cook, maybe 30 minutes if you like your chickpeas a bit crispier. So we're going to start off with a tin of chickpeas. I'm making this meal for 2 as usual. So you want about half a tin per person. You're going to put your chickpeas in a nice casserole dish. You want them to be able to be about sort of spaced out just on one single layer. So go for a nice big dish. You want to add in some oil and add in, you can either keep it simple and go for one particular seasoning. I normally go for paprika. We're actually out of that at the moment, so we are going for just the homemade fajita mix. Sprinkle some of that onto our chickpeas, and then roasted chickpeas are gorgeous. They're basically like a healthy form of chips, crisps, or chips. So, but to make them more unhealthy, because I just love anything salty, I'm just going to add some extra salt. The fajita mix does have salt in already, but these just make them amazing. They're so moreish. So once we've got our chickpeas nicely coated in the fajita mix, which I don't think it quite is, let's give it some more. Just want to make sure that every chickpea has got some form of colour to it. I'm going to give them a shake to make sure they're spaced out nicely. Voila. And pop those in the oven. I've got my oven on at about 200 degrees. They're quite forgiving. You want it up fairly high, kind of like you do chips maybe. And next we have our pepper. You can use any colour pepper. Red was just the one on top of our veggie drawer in the fridge. You can do this with a different seasoning. Like I said, you could go for cayenne pepper, you could keep them plain if you prefer, or just garlic. I'm going to go for fajita seasoning because it's just amazing. It's all the best things all together. So generous helping of that on with our oil as well. Now these don't have to be as nicely spaced out as the chickpeas. In fact, I quite like it when you layer up peppers because then the top ones get a bit more caramelised and the bottom ones are quite soft still. Hard still, sorry. Around. They are looking nice and coated. So those are going in as well. Both of these will take about the same amount of time, between 20 to 30 minutes. And whilst that's in, we can prep the rest of the fajitas. Depends what you want to do at this point. You could make your own salsa up. I'm not going to bother. You could make your own guacamole, which is something I sometimes do, but I don't have any avocado at the moment. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some fried halloumi. You can roast halloumi, you can just stick it in the same tray as you did the peppers or the chickpeas. But then it goes really soft. I quite like a bit of crisp in my fajita. So I'm gonna get this halloumi on. Right, so we're gonna pop it in the pan, just dry fry it. I've got nice thick slices here. The key to halloumi fried is to have it thick enough that you get some soft bit once you've toasted both sides. Just arrange that nicely in the pan. And that's gonna take about 10 minutes. So you might wanna leave it a little bit after putting your chickpeas and peppers in before you start doing your halloumi. I'm just gonna lay it out now, ready to go, so I don't forget about it. At this point you could also get some spinach and wash it. You could have some rocket. Again, I don't have those in the fridge. But I just like to keep this meal nice and simple. So, alright, so we've got our halloumi on. It is bubbling away. So it bubbles away, and then when it stops bubbling and starts to sort of, you can see brown bits under the halloumi, then you want to turn it over. Our chickpeas and peppers have been in for about 10 minutes. So it's probably time to just give them a bit of a twirl. Okay, they're looking a bit more done than I was expecting, which is fine. You can just take them out, give them a toss, and put them back in on a lower temperature. So I'm just going to turn the oven down. Oh. Alright, so I'll hold these up to show you in a second. So you just want to kind of recoat the chickpeas in any seasoning kind of in the bottom of the casserole dish, and the same with the peppers, and just turn them over so they don't burn on top. So the chickpeas start to shrink as they cook, which you can see they're sort of, and they'll crisp up a little bit. So these are going to need probably about another 10 minutes. So I'm just going to put these back in the oven. Going to keep the chickpeas at the top of the oven, but the peppers are looking a bit more done than them. You can see them browning and even blackening, so they're caramelising nicely. But I'm going to put them at the bottom of the oven, which is a bit cooler down there, to make sure they don't burn too much. Right, now with the halloumi, you can see there's no longer any liquid in there. It's starting to turn a bit brown, so I'm going to try and turn a bit over and see how they're doing. I've got the pan up quite high, so it takes quite a long time to cook away the water in the liquid, in the halloumi, sorry. So it's not quite done yet. You can see it's just starting to get a bit of colour on it. And while you're doing the halloumi, you can start to prep anything you need to, so washing any spinach, etc. I am just going to put some natural yogurt in a pot. I just like using little pots. So here's a tip: if you can find them in a charity shop or sort of small little bowls for a good price somewhere, They're really fun because you can kind of serve everything up in a small bowl, and it's more like a party, and you can pick and choose. Like I could plate up fajitas tonight, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put little bowls out, which I'll show you, and that just adds a bit more of a fun element to it. So, right, this halloumi is ready to be turned over. The best pan to use is a non-stick pan if possible for halloumi, because it can stick if you leave it for too long. It's looking beautiful, honestly. The colour of halloumi when it's cooking, it's like the most gorgeous caramel, and it smells really good too. So this is the ideal dinner to just kind of have available to cook. Halloumi lasts like months, so you can buy some of that and stick it in the fridge. Wraps, actually, tortilla wraps, which I've got here, just cheap ones from Tesco. They last quite a while, much longer than normal bread, so I tend to have one of those in the cupboard at all times, ready to go. Chickpeas, good thing to have in the cupboard always. And also roasted chickpeas are a good thing if you make this meal, but maybe you're just making it for yourself. Keep the other half of the chickpeas, make sure you roast them with the others, and keep them as a snack, because they're really good. I do lots of things with roast chickpeas. I'm sure I'll do more videos with them. So these are looking amazing. Just going to turn that pan right down so that there's enough time to plate everything up. So yeah, we're having some natural yogurt, and we also used some sour cream in a recipe earlier this week, so we've got some of that, which we don't normally have, so that is exciting. Yeah, other things you can make salsa, or you could just have like tomatoes raw with this. There's so much you can do, it's amazing. Oh. Overcooked. A little bit overcooked. Right, I'm just going to leave that pan now. Yeah, halloumi is a fun one to cook because it is quite quick, and I basically use it as my main meat substitute really, which is delicious. It does leave the pan rather blackened, but I just make sure that as soon as I finish cooking I add some water to it, so that it's not too hard to clean afterwards. I just make a little pile in the pan to keep it kind of warm but not cooking on the base anymore. But hot halloumi out of a pan makes sure you don't burn yourself, but it's so good. So when you're ready, I'm probably going to wait a few more minutes. You want to put your wraps out and put them on a plate to warm up in the microwave. You can serve them cold if that's easiest, but it's nice to have put a bit of effort in. that's how I define effort for dinner. We're just waiting. Cool. Okay, so we've taken everything out of the oven. It's only taken about 15 minutes, which is probably the fastest. Maybe you should just try turning your oven up as high as I did. Get your dinner quicker. Now I'm just gonna be serving everything up in cute little bowls. So it's the halloumi. These peppers are looking so good. Peppers. Now the chickpeas are a little bit more over fat because they do like to go everywhere. So you can witness this beautiful moment. Oh, there we go, not too bad actually. So, amazing how much smaller they were. This bowl was full almost when we started, and now look at them. Oh, they're so crispy and gorgeous. So we've got our chickpeas, we've got our halloumi, we've got our pepper, very simple. We've got our sour cream on the table. I'm gonna set this out and I'll show you the finished product.